talk about classroom climate, we are, in effect, talking about an environment in which the students' needs are being met. To better understand classroom climate, then, is to review what the basic, essential needs of our students are. According to Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs, there are 5 levels. Physiological needs: food, water, air, and shelter. They are the literal requirements for human survival. If these requirements are not met, the human body simply cannot continue to function. Safety needs. With their physical safety needs relatively satisfied, the individual's safety needs take precedence and dominate behavior. These needs have to do with people's yearning for a predictable, orderly world in which injustice and inconsistency are under control. Love and belonging. After physiological and safety needs are fulfilled, the third layer of human needs are social and involve feelings of belongingness. This aspect of Maslow's hierarchy involves emotionally based relationships in general, such as friendship, intimacy, and family. Self-esteem. All humans have a need to be respected and to have self-esteem and self-respect. Also known as the belonging need, esteem presents the normal human desire to be accepted and valued by others. Self-actualization. This level of need pertains to what a person's full potential is and realizing that potential. Maslow describes this desire as the desire to become more and more what one is, to become everything that one is capable of becoming. William Glasser presents 5 widely accepted basic needs from a motivational standpoint to include the following. Survival. This need is a physiological need which includes the need for food, shelter, and safety. Love and belonging. This need is a psychological need. The need to love and belong includes the need for relationships, social connections, to give and receive affection, and to feel part of a group. Power. To be powerful is to achieve, to be competent, to be skilled, to be recognized for our own achievements and skill, to be listened to, and have a sense of self-worth. Freedom. The need to be free is the need for independence, autonomy, to have choices, and to be able to take control of the direction of one's life. Fun. The need for fun is the need to find pleasure, to play, and to laugh. Should you doubt that this is as important as any of the others, imagine a life without hope of any enjoyment. Glasser links the need for fun to learning. According to Julie Karate, in addition to these physical needs, humans have mental needs that must be met in order for them to be happy, emotionally healthy, successful people. These needs must be met in a way that does not harm anyone else. There are 4 basic mental needs: love, or the need for belonging, power to be in control of our own lives, fun, and freedom. Freedom, in terms of the classroom, is giving students the chance to make choices about assignments and other lesson planning, as well as to help them make decisions about the classroom.
Classroom climates should first and foremost meet the most basic needs of the student in order that more complex needs are able to be processed.
Teachers still need to be able to challenge students without creating hyper-stressed states. Alfie Kohn, described in Time magazine as perhaps the country's most outspoken critic of education's fixation on grades and test scores, writes that emotional climate and relationships are important in producing what he calls relaxed alertness. Doctors Jeffrey and Renate Kane, pioneers in the field of brain-based education and natural learning and co-authors of 10 books that integrate brain research, psychology, small group processes, systems thinking, and education, write, all the methodologies that are used to orchestrate the learning context influence the state of relaxed alertness. It is particularly important for educators to understand the effect of rewards and punishments on student states of mind. Research shows most applications of reward and punishment in the behavioral mode inhibit creativity, interfere with intrinsic motivation, and reduce the likelihood of meaningful learning.
Many of you failed to hand in your homework yesterday. Now, you know what is this? Stop that noise. 2 detentions. 3 detentions. Leave this room and don't come back until you're ready to apologize to me.
Well, this is going to get us nowhere. Maybe we'd better go back to see if we can't find some of the causes of this undesirable learning situation.
According to Eric Jensen, developing an effective classroom climate is an alternative to using rewards by eliminating threat, creating a strongly positive climate, increasing feedback, setting goals, and activating and engaging positive emotions. Jensen also writes that emotions affect student behavior because they create distinct mind-body states. A state is a moment composed of a specific posture, breathing rate, and chemical balance in the body. The presence or absence of dozens of various chemicals dramatically alters your frame of mind and body. How important are states to us? They are all that we have. They are our feelings, desires, memories, and motivations.
That last problem on ratio. Now, perhaps I didn't do a good job explaining ratio. Now, ratio is commonly used in everyday life. Mother uses it in the kitchen when she takes a recipe for a big cake and uses proportional amounts of ingredients to make a little cake, or vice versa. But the problem was this. What is the ratio between 4.5 yards and 1.5 feet? Now, you looked hurriedly at 4.5 and 1.5, said the answer was 3. Well, that's where you fell into a trap.
By golly, I sure fell for that one.
Now, I want you to look over your papers very carefully and see where you made your mistakes. I'll come down the aisles, and if there are any questions, don't hesitate to ask me. Yes?
No, from Dr. Williams.
All right, thank you. I have to leave for a few moments. On page 15 of your books, the first 3 problems are exactly like number 1 on the test. Suppose you do as many as you can until I get back.
Oh, let's have some fun while Mr. Grimes is out. Who wants to do these old problems anyway?
Now, you know where that board eraser belongs. That's where I put it there.
Grimes sure caught him in the act.
Old Grimes is a pretty good egg.
We are currently looking at the behavior or discipline system that we're using right now, which is the card system in the building. And we had an opportunity to take a team to go and learn about PBIS, which is Positive Behavior Intervention System. And it's a way of looking at it as in a school-wide, how to handle discipline and how to really talk to students and interact with people.
But I think what you have to do is give teachers strategies and keep looking for ideas, and more important than that is probably having teachers share with their colleagues things that work in their classroom. Here's how I got, Randy to learn today. This is what worked for me when I was working with a student who had this kind of a disability or this kind of a need, and develop those relationships with your peers,
if you will. So it's important for the instructor to help establish an environment whereby the student can feel safe and maybe not goofy, if there's a good way to put that, with interacting with the mannequin as though it's a live person. And ultimately, in instances where we've seen that happen, the students have benefited greatly because they can have that live interaction, if you will, in a relatively safe environment where if they make errors, they're not critical or life-threatening in nature. It has actually produced a very positive learning environment. But I know of some other areas where they haven't quite embraced the technology or they're not using it appropriately, where it can actually undermine what you're trying to accomplish. So it's important to strike that balance, I think.
In conclusion, classroom climate can mean a wide variety of things to a lot of different people.
Like the students themselves, classroom climate isn't one size fits all when it comes to kindergarten through post-secondary education.
We hope this presentation helps stretch your knowledge regarding the learning and community strand, specifically in the area of classroom climate.
Be sure to visit all the pages of this site in order to take advantage of the resources available. The survey link will conclude this presentation and allow you to reflect on your growth. Thank you.